But for the madness at Anfield in the Champions League semi-final, Barcelona might still be on track for a treble. It's worth remembering this when assessing the squad and what the club might do this summer. Instead, they've won La Liga and face Valencia in the Copa del Rey final, but Ernesto Valverde's future is still far from secure. We have analyzed the squad based on the premise that he stays. Obviously, should he be replaced by a very different manager, the club's strategy might be very different too. Equally, it's important for people to understand that Barcelona have spent quite heavily in recent seasons, not just in terms of transfer fees, with a net spend of nearly €250 million over the past 3 years, but in terms of wages and commitments to renovate infrastructure. Plus, they've already committed around €80 million on midfielder Frenkie de Jong from Barcelona, who will join in the summer, and Brazilian right-back Emerson, who spent the last few months at Betis. Hunter, will Barca finally get Antoine Griezmann? McCarthy, Valverde's Groundhog Day versus Liverpool. Sources: Philippe Coutinho to be sold after CL debacle. Dani Alves: Barca's policies to blame, not Messi. They're still a deep-pocketed powerhouse, but they need to be smart about how they operate. Here's an overview of what we think they ought to do. Goalkeepers: Marc-Andre ter Stegen, 27 years old, contract expires in 2022, verdict, keep and extend his contract sometime next season. Jasper Cillessen, 30, 2021, Hunter, he's been good at pushing ter Stegen for first-team minutes, but now he wants to play regularly, which is understandable. I think you can get around €25 million for him. Marcotti, let him go. You might get a little less for him, but maybe he wins the Nations League and that moves the needles a little. Verdict, sell. Estimated price, €20 million minus 25 meters. Adrian Ortola, 25, 2020. Verdict, sell if you can but loan if you can. Tanuki Peña, 20, 2021. Hunter has done very well for Barcelona B. He can stay there and be your third keeper next year, too. Verdict, keep and extend his deal. Defender Samuel Umtiti, 25 years old, contract expires in 2023. Hunter, it's down to the doctors, but if his knee is fine, he's an asset. Marcotti, no point selling now. Folks are going to assume he has a lingering injury and you won't get value. Verdict, keep Clement Lenglet, 23, 2023. Verdict, keep Gerard Piqué, 32, 2022. Verdict, keep Jason Murillo, 26, 2022. Verdict, send back to Valencia when loan expires. No need to explore permanent deal. Thomas Vermaelen, 33, 2019. Verdict, let him go when contract expires this summer. Jordi Alba, 30, 2024. Verdict, keep Douglas, 28, 2019. Verdict, let him go when contract expires this summer. Elson Semedo, 25, 2022. Hunter, he's erratic, but his attacking ability on the flank makes him valuable. Marcotti, keep him. Give Emerson the opportunity to challenge him, not Sergi Roberto, who I think should be in midfield, and look to upgrade the position. Verdict, keep Moussa Wague, 20, 2023. Verdict, keep at Barcelona B or loan out next season. Midfielder Sergi Roberto, 27 years old, contract expires in 2022. Hunter, he belongs in midfield rather than serving as a fullback. I'm just not sure if there is any need to commit long-term just yet. Marcotti, he's a useful guy to have around. I agree he should be in midfield. If it doesn't work out, you can look to sell him next year. He has value. Verdict, keep for now but decide this season if you want to extend his deal. Sergio Busquets, 30, 2023. Verdict, keep Arthur, 22, 2024. Verdict, keep Ivan Rakitic, 31, 2021. Hunter, no need to extend given his age, but he's a gigantic asset comparable to Luka Modric. He's had to do double duty this year in helping Busquets and he really doesn't want to leave. Marcotti, I disagree. De Jong is coming. You want to get Carlos Alina more minutes. If Sergi Roberto plays more midfield, you're fine for numbers there. You can get €40 million for Rakitic, maybe more. Verdict. Mixed. Barcelona 21, 2022. Verdict. Keep and extend. Also increase his buyout clause. Arturo Vidal 31, 2021. Hunter, I was surprised at how disciplined he has been this year. He gives you something different in terms of physicality, so unless you get a younger player who does the same things, you keep him. Marcotti. The thing about Vidal is that he won't play a lot of games, but he's okay with that. He wants to be there when it matters, and I agree, this team could use some fire. I doubt he'd want to move anyway, so even if you get an offer, he stays. Verdict. Keep unless you get an offer of €20 million or more. Rafinha 26, 2020. Hunter, sell him now, you won't get a lot given his contractual situation and injuries. Maybe €7 minus 8 meters. He needs playing time and he won't get it here, unfortunately. Marcotti. I think he's very useful when fit. Keep him, and if he proves his fitness, extend him and then either sell or keep him going forward. If he doesn't, you lose him on a free, but it's worth the risk. Verdict. Mixedricky Puig 19, 2021. Verdict. Keep and extend. And Gomez 25, 2021. Hunter, the camp now is not a happy place for him. Cash in. Marcotti. I'd imagine Everton would take him after a successful loan this season. If not, someone else in the Premier League will. Verdict. Sell. Estimated price, €35 million. Denis Suarez 25, 2021. Hunter, a lot of clubs still like him. I think you can get €20 million for him. Marcotti. I'm not sure you will get €20 million for a guy who has been in the Premier League shop window for 6 months and started 0 games. So if I'm getting less than that, I'm better off loaning him out again and keeping my fingers crossed that he stays fit and does well. Verdict. Mixed forward. Ousmane Dembele 21 years old. Contract expires in 2022. Verdict. Keep Philippe Coutinho 26, 2023. Hunter, he isn't making the grade. Players like him, he's a good guy in the dressing room, are useful. I think you can still get €70 million for him. Marcotti. I agree. Cut your losses. 70 is a bit steep, but then again, Kia Jurabchian is pretty good at getting big fees for the guys he advises. Verdict. Sell. Estimated price, €70 million. Lionel Messi 31, 2021. Verdict. Keep and extend his contract. Malcolm 22, 2023. Hunter, he's an undervalued asset and he's a counter-attacker who gives Barcelona something different. He can be in the Pedro role, unless someone offers more than €40 million, I'd keep him. Marcotti. I agree, he needs playing time, and because I'd add 2 more frontmen, I don't see him getting much next season. So, for me, the logical thing to do is loan him. Verdict. Mixed. Luis Suarez 32, 2021. Hunter, given his age, his meniscus and the fact that you'd have a sulky Messi if he left, you keep him. He did have a great season domestically and you can think about how you'll ease him out over time. Marcotti. He needs a strong backup so his minutes can be managed more effectively. No point upsetting Messi either. Look for Suarez to stay another season, maybe 2, and when David Beckham's Miami MLS franchise takes off, perhaps you have a destination. Verdict. Keep for now and decide later. Kevin Prince Boateng 32, 2019. Verdict. Let him go when contract expires this summer. Overall assessment: there are 29 players discussed above, 3 of whom were on loan elsewhere, none are staying. Plus, you have 3 expiring contracts, 1 expiring loan and Anaki Peña, whom you keep at Barcelona B. That leaves 21 bodies plus De Jong coming in, which makes it 22. Barcelona have been heavily linked with Antoine Griezmann and Matthijs de Ligt. Griezmann is doable at €135 million and is a good choice. He offers goals, he has the personality to play with Messi, you can put him anywhere. If that happens, obviously, you'd need to raise some cash by selling Coutinho, which should also be doable. You would probably also like to bring in a genuine centre-forward who is happy to sit on the bench. A player like Christian Stuani would be ideal, not a superstar, but a blue-collar guy who can mix it and give you a different dimension when needed. Give him a short-term deal while you wait for Abel Ruiz to develop. De Ligt is a guy you take if you can get him because he's a generational talent, likely with the price tag to match, one that could be as high as €100 million, though you certainly don't necessarily need another top-draw central defender. If De Ligt is off the table and you're not convinced by Umtiti's fitness, then, and only then, do you add a reserve central defender. You do need someone to back up Jordi Alba, and, in a perfect situation, you'd get a guy with a little height and maybe even the versatility to fill in as an emergency central defender, Eric Abidal style. You'll need a goalkeeper to replace Cillessen, though we differ on the profile. Gab thinks a short-term veteran is fine, while Graham wants a more established, Cillessen-type backup. Adding up the numbers, if Barca do sign Griezmann and De Ligt, plus the reserve keeper, striker and left-back we spoke about, that's a spend approaching €350 million when you factor in the completed deals for De Jong and Emerson, too. Simply selling Coutinho, Cillessen and André Gomes will get you back maybe €130 million, which isn't enough. You can't fathom Barcelona with a net spend north of €200 million. At that stage, you have to make some tough decisions and sell other guys, Rakitic, Malcolm, Umtiti, Vidal. That's the conundrum Barca face this summer. Pass on De Ligt and you can keep the aforementioned quartet and keep the accountants happy. The young Dutchman has been offered to Barcelona. Making the correct decision here is one of the club's biggest calls of the off-season.